Welcome back to Champion News Talk Radio, brought to you by championnews.net. We were talking about this meeting that you were at
the Central Committee of the Republican Party, a recent meeting, and this thing got diverted terribly by Rutherford, the treasurer of the state.
The delegates.
The delegate. He's the delegate for Mitt Romney. So Rutherford himself doesn't have a dog in this race. Because he's not going to stand for election till 2 years from now. So he's taking no chances by coming out at this point to do something that is splitting the party. This really aggravates me because March 20th of last year, I put together the Republican Party along with the Renaissance and cleaned up party, got rid of Bob Schalander and some of the other creeps in the party, and what was called the bipartisan culture of sleaze. Those guys have been shoved in the background. We got the Renaissance people, and we got the Tea Party people holding up our very good platform. But in this meeting, along comes Rutherford, and he's blew a bunch of smoke at these guys that unfortunately bought into it. And what he did is he split the Republican Party again by going for the old method of selecting the delegates for the presidential election.
Mm-hmm.
What we were trying to do was to get the same method that they're using in Florida. And
okay.
Yeah.
And that is?
Just pick it up.
Yeah.
We were getting a Hummer going here.
It never stops.
Mm-hmm. But what he did is he resplit the party there, and we got a split vote. Unfortunately, he kept it to the old form, which gives politicians within the party the ability to determine the delegates. The Florida method would give all of the delegates to the winner of more than half of the vote.
Winner take all. So that's a very important position.
Yeah, sure. Listen, Rutherford wouldn't have taken that position if he were in a position of strength. But Mitt Romney is tagging along at the tail end of Perry's parade here. And so he's trying to find some way to weaken Perry and get Mitt Romney, who's the fellow with a lack of sureness in what he stands for. And finally, we Republicans have got a man in Perry that looks like he's got some gumption and stands up for real Republican principles. Anyway, Rutherford has split the thing, and I point out that this $25 million, he's going to give an extra bill to, which isn't a smart fiscal thing to do, just to implement his vote with the Democrats about civil unions. This guy's got a big problem with cultural issues within the Republican Party. And if he wants to bring in, we'll just call it cultural issues to be polite, but he's not going to survive the next election for anything other than treasurer, where he isn't involved really in cultural stuff. This guy has split the party, and it's a shame that he did it. So I'm going to award right here and now, I'm going to award the bum of the year to Rutherford for setting the Central Committee off in the wrong direction and destroying the unity that I paid $50,000 to have a say-so. I'd like to see Rutherford kick $50,000 in to the Republican Party to get the chance to spew out the crap that he presented at this last meeting. I paid $50,000 for it. Rutherford, kick in your 50.
Is that a challenge?
Yeah, and there's also got to be a hero. We got the bum award in there, but the hero award is Joe Walsh, who said he wasn't going to not give a nod of the head to
the president's 17th millionth job speech a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Good for him.
Yeah.
And Jim DeMint.
And, it's catching on. Other people are saying, yeah, why should we listen to the parade of lies that you typically get out of this Democratic con man?
The Democratic con.
That's what he is.
Well,
Yeah.
not only that, but Obama's going to use his bully pulpit to blame the Republicans
Right.
for the state of the economy.
Right.
And he's going to lecture them, and he's going to chastise
It
them.
was clearly
and they're gonna
another
have no
campaign
choice.
stumping thing that he did.
They're going to have
a
no
couple
choice
weeks
but
ago.
to sit there and take it.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Why should you suffer through a lousy speech by a guy that never says anything you can believe?
It's the same thing. You could play things. It's the same thing. At least he's consistent in his balderdash. Bob Cook,
Yes.
what are we going to do to take our country in the right direction in 2012?
Well, from my perspective, we're still looking for good precinct committee men and women. And we have been, in Lake County, we've been recruiting heavily in the Waukegan area. We are going to have some surprises for our friends. And we have African Americans who will be running as
Waukegan-
Republicans.
Waukegan needs help.
Yep.
I go through there a lot. I'm a sailor, and they got a wonderful boatyard up there in Larson's.
There's a lot of great things in Waukegan.
Yes, it's a great spot.
And, you know, for a long
it
time,
doesn't
we've
have
kind
Jack Benny anymore.
That's true. But for a long time, we ignored that area because we said, well, we're not going to do well. Well, we're not going to ignore that area anymore. And we have people running for county board as Republicans, and we're going to continue working on it. Dave Pfeiffer's doing a great job up there. And we're going to have some surprises for our Democratic friends.
Well, clearly getting
Good
the
for
right
you.
people engaged and plugged in.
He is a unifier
That's
of
important.
the party.
That
he's
is very
an official,
important.
an elected official of the Republican Party, and he's getting along with all of the elements. This is a winner guy.
Well,
Well,
thank you.
After the break, we're going to talk more to Bob Cook.